the country's #1 investigating agency, the process is the punishment. Who suffers because justice is delayed.
Views expressed in this blog are hosted on my own website, are strictly personal, and do not reflect the views of any organization.
Namaskar, happy Navratra, hello and welcome to Straight Bat, my weekly video blog where, as the title suggests, I comment with a straight bat. Today on Straight Bat, I want to turn the lens on two stories this week that have greatly troubled me. Two stories that may well have slipped off the headlines and probably haven't been talked about since all the focus has been on the war brewing in West Asia. But these are two stories, my friends, that surely deserve a second look. And they may tell you and me all that is wrong with our criminal justice system in this country. Let's start with story number one. This is a story that concerns the original promoters of New Delhi Television, or NDTV, a channel I spent 11 wonderful years with, a channel where I cut my TV journalistic teeth and which gave me so much in my professional career over the years. This week, the Central Bureau of Investigation, the CBI, the country's #1 investigating agency, told the Delhi High Court that 7 years after filing an FIR in an alleged case of cheating against the former NDTV promoters Prannoy and Radhika Roy, a case that goes back in a way all the way to 2008, the agency was finally closing the case against the Roys for want of evidence. Please note, this is the same case in which the CBI had raided the Roys early morning, had then prevented them once from leaving the country by stopping them at Mumbai airport, claiming there was a lookout notice. And this was the case that ensured that the CBI kept a firm lens on them along with the ED in a manner that eventually made them struggle to hold their business together, their media business together, even as the lawyer fees and the notices from various government agencies kept piling up. It is the same case, my friends, which eventually created a situation where the Roys, who were pioneers in a way with others of India's private television revolution, were helpless to stop their company from being taken over by the Adani group in 2022. So the Roys may have got their freedom back and their reputation, you could argue, back, but sadly, they have lost their company. In India, my friends, the process is the punishment. 7 years of relentless harassment was 7 years too many. As a result, one of India's pioneering television media companies was lost to a hostile takeover. I have highlighted the Roy's case here, but how many such companies could be out there that are subject to harassment from central agencies, often on specious grounds, only seemingly to settle scores? And then we talk of the ease of doing business in this country. The second story that troubles me is of 4 2020 Delhi riot accused, whose bail petition will be heard afresh for the third time in 4 years. Let me say that again. Bail petition will be heard afresh for the third time in 4 years. This despite the fact that previously the lawyers of the 4 accused, Abdul Khalid Saifi, Gulfisha Fatima, Mohammad Saleem Khan and Shifa Ur Rehman, have fully argued their case before 2 different benches. Now, yet another judge has been transferred out, so the entire case will be heard again. Please think of what I have just said here. An entire case will be heard again for bail for the third time in 4 years because a judge is transferred once again. The Supreme Court will of course tell us that the life and liberty of an individual is fundamental, particularly when a big VVIP is involved, whether then that VVIP is a politician or, dare I say, a news anchor. But what of the 4 faceless Indians who surely deserve to be treated equally under the law and the constitution of this country. Recall what recently Justice Bhuyan of the Supreme Court said when granting Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal bail last month. Courts must ensure that they continue to remain the first line of defense against the deprivation of the liberty of the citizens. Bail is the rule and jail is the exception, said the Supreme Court. All I ask now, should this same principle now not apply to all Indian citizens, not just VVIPs? These riot accused, my friends, are just 4 out of the hundreds and thousands of under trials in this country who suffer because, as I said earlier, in India the process is the punishment. In fact, in most of the Delhi riot cases, the trial is yet to begin. Charges have not even been framed. A student activist like Umar Khalid has spent 4 years in jail without bail under the Draconian Unlawful Activities Prevention Act or UAPA, while not a single charge against him has been proven till date. Will any of our judges ever speak up for Khalid, or must he live with the tag of being called an anti-national for life? Will anyone run a campaign for justice for Umar Khalid on television? Or are justice campaigns only to be reserved for a select few? Which leaves me to ask the question, what is the remedy, my friends, for someone who suffers because justice is delayed and denied in this country? Will any action, my friends, be taken against those responsible for malified investigations or criminal delays in the justice system? Will any officer of these agencies or those on whose behalf they are acting be arrested for pursuing a fake investigation? Will any judge be acted against for repeatedly denying a citizen bail in defiance of the law of the land? Andha Kanoon is a Hindi picture I saw many years ago. The law is blind. It's also, dare I say, an ass at times. If we want to be a 21st century superpower, if we want the next generation to truly benefit from good governance, we need to begin by fixing our broken criminal justice system first. Whoever attempts to do it, whichever party government they belong to, will have my full support, and I'm sure that of all right-thinking Indian citizens. Else, my friends, like in these 2 cases that I have highlighted this week, we will simply move to more cases of miscarriage of justice in this country. And then nothing will change on the ground. Think about it. That was the Straight Bat. Do, of course, subscribe to my YouTube channel for many more such videos. For now, stay well, stay safe. Jai Hind. Namaskar.